I ain't trying to do what everybody else doing, just cause everybody doing what they are.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Angela Star if you're new, and this is my Bolc experience. I am finally here with my Bolc experience video. This is going to be just like my OCS experience video, except for I'm not going to be doing a Q&A. I don't get as many questions for Bolc as I did for OCS, but I do have a series of my Bolc experience week by week. If you guys are interested in that, you can go and check that out. After I graduated OCS, I had about a month, like a good month and a half of a break home before I had to go off to Bolc. Everybody's different. Everybody has a different date. It can be a month, 2 months, 6 months, a year. It can be that long. While I was home for those 5 weeks, I bought a brand new car because I knew that once I got to Bolc that I would want to, get around. It is totally different from OCS. Like in Bolc, you will need a car, I would say. You definitely need a car. You are allowed to, go out and about as you're pleased. Versus OCS, you're not so much until like the very, very end. Once you're done with OCS, you should receive a welcome letter in your email. The key things that you want to make sure that you pay attention to is just what day you need to arrive and what time you need to be there. So I drove my personal vehicle from Houston, Texas, all the way to Fort Lee, Virginia. Some people flew in, some people drove. I was one of those that drove. So I drove about 19 hours. Yes, 19 hours. I did stop to rest and all that stuff. You'll get to claim that later on your voucher and all that good stuff. When I got to Bolc, there were a lot of refugees that had moved on to our base. They were living in a hotel with us, but they were on like a certain, like the high floors, and we were on the low floors. So yeah, we'll see a lot of them. And then we had to do a lot of moving off and back and forth on days. That was really annoying because some people had a lot of things. Like you got to move your bags and put them in your car and hassle with it. And it was just a lot. I'm going to just jump right into the overall experience of the course, far as like what my instructor was like, what my peers was like, and what the course itself was like. So starting off with the course itself, a lot of death by PowerPoint, I would have to say. A lot of death by PowerPoint. You're going to be sitting in classrooms. It's going to be boring a lot of times, but, they want you to stay awake and just pay attention to the PowerPoint slides and all of that stuff. That's what it's going to be like the first week. You will do a COVID test, and then you have to quarantine, for 3 weeks. Not 3 weeks, for 3 days. And you pretty much just can't leave base. I said all of these things in like my Bolc playlist, so you can check that out. Yeah, so I'm not going to really get too much into like details like that because I explained a lot of these things already. I'm just going to go over like my experience and how I felt about it. So, I felt like the coursework and stuff was okay. Some of the tests were very poorly written. I feel like your instructor can make or break your experience. Just like OCS, it can make or break your experience, on, just how your journey is going to be there. I feel like if you have a good instructor, you're going to have a good experience. Far as the peers, it's just inevitable. Like, just expect it to be drama. Just expect it to not get along with certain people. It's just like in high school, just like what I've been through in OCS. When you're dealing with a bunch of people and personalities, like, it's just what it is. Yeah, I did meet some good people there. I did run into a lot of people that I met at OCS. I had just got there to Bolc, and it was a guy that I didn't get along with. He was one of the people that actually played a part in, getting me in trouble with the whole tent situation when we were out at Sticks. He was there, and he pretty much told people like, oh, yeah, I need to watch out for Diggs because she needs her hand held a lot. and she's a problem. She's an issue. And I'm just like, first of all, why are you talking about me? Why are you even thinking about me? Why are you telling people this? Let them get to know me for themselves. Let them judge me off of their own experience with me. Why are you trying to plant seeds in people's heads about me? Like, you got too much time on your hands. Like, it was just things like that annoyed me. So I confronted him. I straight up confronted him in a very respectful way, and I kindly told him to keep my name out of his mouth and to worry about himself and leave me the F alone. And I walked away. And the fact that I don't kiss nobody's ass, I don't bow down to no one, I don't let nobody punk me, I stand up for myself, and I stay to myself. And I realized that when people can't figure you out, they want to poke at you. You know what I'm saying? Or it's weird. It's really weird. It was a lot of messiness in Bolc, just like it was in OCS, but OCS was definitely worse, cutthroat. In Bolc, it was just a little bit more freedom than OCS, but they still kind of treated us like children. And I say that because, like, we couldn't PT on our own. We had to be, like, micromanaged and babysat. Like, and I'm just like, we're adults, we're officers now. Like, yeah, we're not certified, but, like, you can't trust us to PT on our own and all of that stuff. Like, and then, like I said, it depends on your instructor. And if your instructor is new, they're going to try to do everything perfectly and everything by the book or whatever. But I saw some of the other classes, they weren't doing the things that we were doing. And it was just like, man, like, it would just be my luck that I wouldn't be in a class like that. But hey, it is what it is. Everything is not what it seems anyway. So I just, I was there to do what I had to do so I can get out of there. So I wasn't really worried about it too much. As far as my instructor, a lot of people didn't agree with how he was doing things, but hey, it's just out of your control. I didn't get along with my instructor at first. I think it had a lot to do with, my personality. I don't really want to get too much into detail about certain things. Yeah, me and Davis actually, like, kind of had a hard time with our instructor at first. And I didn't understand why until the very end. And then we had, like, a conversation and kind of understood each other and our personalities. And I was really quiet. I would just sit in the class, not really talk to no one. And, that's just how I am. Like I said in my OCS video, I'm nice, but I'm not friendly. And a lot of people, they don't really understand that. They expect you to, I guess, be like them or to be like everybody else. And me, I'm going to be me regardless. Like, that's one thing about me. Like, I'm just going to be me. Like, I will adjust, but it was very annoying too at Bolc because I'm just like, man, they're treating us like we're in basic training sometimes, like, or treating us like we're at OCS, like, and that's what I got really annoyed by. And then the people just complaining and nagging, being hypocrites, like the same old mess pretty much. Like, and I just started having, like, PTSD from OCS. I guess they're looking for you to be a certain way, and if you're not that way that they want you to be, then they judge you and they give you a hard time. That's as simple as that. Some people that I became cool with off the strength of other people, because like I said, I'm just chilling. I stay to myself. I mind my business. I don't bother nobody. And like, I'm nice, but I'm not friendly. So if you come up to me and you talk to me, I'm gonna talk back to you, but I'm not gonna come up to you and, hey, my name is Angela, what's your name? Or I'm just not gonna do that. So just, I'm there to graduate. I'm not there to make friends, but if I make friends along the way, then that's cool. If I don't, I'm fine with that too. That's just my attitude with it. It was just a lot of just catty situations with these people, with these females. Like, I mean, jealous because you're talking to a guy that they like. Jealous because, for whatever reason they're jealous of. Like, it was nothing like that at all. It was just all in her head. And it's just like, she would just judge me and pretty much say that, oh, I'm a bad influence on Dana, and they feel a certain way about you or intimidated by you, then now they don't like you. And then you have no idea that they don't like you, but you notice their behavior is acting weird towards you, and it's just like, and then you find out later what it's really about. It's just like this petty high school stuff like that. And it's just like, I'm thinking in my mind, like, don't nobody want them like that. It's just cool. Like, it would just be stuff like that, just that be annoying. And it's just like, you know, they'll act like they're your friends, and then there's a situation where you kind of need their help. Like, it was a situation that went on where, you know, me and Dana, we rode together to go to a field trip, and the pin that they put in the group chat, it wasn't working, and we didn't get the updated one. Long story short, we reached out to a couple of battle buddies that we thought was our friend, and they just had this attitude like they was better than us, and, you know, well, you should have looked it up, and you should have did this, and you should have did that. But how about you help a battle buddy out? Like, because if that was you, we would have helped you out. You know what I'm trying to say? And it was just like a lot of little conflicts like that, and I started to notice it. It started to get worse and worse and worse, and I'm just like, you know what? I just wanted to distance myself. I tried to be the peacemaker between people, and it's just a whole lot. Like, it just was a process of elimination. I stopped really dealing with them like that. They stopped dealing with me like that, and I really didn't care. Like, I was good. I can give you guys a lot of scenarios and stories, but some people, what I notice about people, some people are like very judgmental and hypocrites because they do the same thing, or they'll judge you for an innocent situation and then find themselves in that same predicament. It just be crazy stuff. Like, in Bolc, I felt like I was in high school, and it just started to, it just boiled down at the end to just me and Dana being friends. Like, because one minute they were against me, and then they flipped the script, and now they're against her. It was just a lot. And I just feel like some people are just so needy for friends that they can't stand on their own 2 feet. Like, they gotta have a crowd. They gotta have a friend. I'm the type of person, I can stand alone. I can stand by myself. Like, I don't need nobody there. I can function on my own. You know what I'm saying? And I noticed that even in OCS. I noticed that in basic training. I make genuine friendships. Like, I don't make fake friendships because I'm not a fake person. So if I'm cool with you, if I'll call you my friend, then that's exactly what I mean, and I live by that. Like, I'm not perfect by any means, but, you know, I'm a genuine person. So that's why I don't just gravitate towards anybody. I sit back, I mind my business, I observe my surroundings, and if we vibe, we vibe. That's about it. Bolc was just a whole nother drama series. And but it just wasn't as bad as OCS. I will say that with all the drama that had went on in Bolc, I started to see the people that I was like gravitating more towards. When I look back at it, I wish that I would have gotten to know others more than others, if that makes sense. Definitely was a lot of fakeness, jealousy, hypocrisy, judgmental, just chaos. It's cliques, guys. Like, it's cliques. You just can't get away from it. Like, it's cliques. And the clique that I had in the beginning, I didn't have that same clique towards the end. Me and Dana was the last two standing. Me and her just stuck with each other, and, you know, we kind of blended in with the the Spanish people, and we started hanging out with them heavy. They showed us a good time, and they went to the clubs, Spanish clubs, and I had an amazing time. Like, it was some lit times in Bolc. Like, I have to say, guys, I had some really good times, fun times, partying and just living life and enjoying the moment.
But let me tell you, I got this ring. Gobble me, swallow me, drip. Try me, I make you see. Shit on me.
I can be outgoing and be, have fun. One thing about me, I know how to have a good time. I know how to have fun. Like, I went to visit my friend Terry. I went to go visit my son. Went to one of his football games. So you do get to, like, leave or travel. But peer reviews are still a thing, and it's the same bull crap like OCS. People saying things, invalid things, and some things may be valid, but it's just the same old mess. So, of course, my peer reviews is always the same thing about me. Like, oh, she don't make effort to get to know people. But I feel like, are you taking the effort to get to know me? If you don't have the guts to approach me and see who I am, then don't approach me. That's how I feel. I'm not like I said, I'm not a bad person. I'm not a mean person. I can be mean if you take me there. And they'll also say things like, oh, she seems like she doesn't want to be here. She seems unmotivated, blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, well, you're entitled to your invalid opinion. Like, if I didn't want to be here, no one's putting a gun to my head and making me be here. Like, no. Just because I'm not all happy-go-lucky or fake or whatever the case may be, like, I'm just me. Like, get to know me before you judge. She always isolates herself in her room. Like, I thought that was so hilarious. Like, for one, yes, for the most part, I do isolate myself in my room because I like my peace. I like my peace. I like my alone time to just, detox all the negativity, all the cares of this life. Like, I like to meditate and spend time to myself. It ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't always want to be around people. I see these people day in and day out all day. If I need to be a team player and be around people, I would do that. As you guys seen, if you do watch my Instagram, I was partying it up in Bolc. I was living it up. You know what I'm saying? With the people that I did get to know and that I did vibe with. I don't just vibe with anybody. Sometimes I like to go out and have fun and, and stuff like that. And there's other times where I just want to be to myself. I'd rather make my YouTube videos, edit my videos, or I'm listening to inspirational spiritual videos and things that just put me at peace. If they can't understand that and you're just looking at it in a negative aspect, how about trying to get to know me and understand me and why I'm the way I am, instead of just putting me in this box and just judging me off of your false perception. And that's one of the reasons why I isolate myself from people, negative people. Especially the older that I get, I enjoy peace more than anything else. Like, I don't like negativity around me. I like to be around people that put me at peace, that's fun to be around, that's positive, and, you know, that make me happy. You gotta be careful how you treat people. You gotta be careful of how you judge people too. Like, don't always judge a book by its cover. You know, because you can look like the meanest person in the world, and then when you start talking to that person and get to know them, you'll find out that, wow, they're the sweetest person ever. Like, this person is amazing. Like, I never knew. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've gotten that so much. And I've also, like, experienced that with other people. Like, I thought, like, at first I would be like, I'll feel one way about them. And then as I get to know them a lot more, I would see that, wow, like, I misjudged them. It's just really crazy how life is. And you just got to be careful also how you treat people, because you don't know what someone is going through. Like, while we was in Bolc, a tragedy had happened where, you know, a classmate, not in my class, but had in another class, has taken their own life in one of the rooms in a hotel. And it was tragic. That really weighed on my spirit for like a week. I couldn't get over it for like a week. That's all I thought about. I didn't know this person personally, but, you know, it don't matter. Like, when I hear stuff like that, it really affects me. Like, it affects me. And it's just like, man, I wonder what they was going through. Like, I wonder, like, if it was any way to, like, help them, or hopefully it wasn't something that somebody said or somebody treated them wrong, and that just put the icing on the cake for them. That's why I say you got to be careful how you treat people. But yeah, guys, that was my Bolc experience. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys take from this video was meant to be taken. Consider subscribing to my channel. If you like the content that I'm pushing out to you guys, go to my Instagram and follow me on Instagram, because I post a lot on Instagram. I'm highly active there. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.
If one thing I know, I fall but I grow. I'm walking down this road of mine, this road that I call home. So am I wrong? Thinking that we could be something for real. Now am I wrong for trying to reach the things that I can't see? But that's just how I feel.